Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Barcelona. As you can tell behind me with the Torre Mapfre, we are in the heart of the Catalan capital, and we have a huge race ahead of us. This is stop number 4 of the Euro Tour, the European circuit, the biggest of them all. Actually, it's a 6-star event with big prize money, 12,000 euros of prize money, and some big names. Let's start calling who's on the water. Antonio Murillo, Arthur Aritkin, so Spain, France. Michael Booth over there with a yellow hat from Perth, Australia. Clement Colmas, Ivan de Frutos, Daniel Senoglu, Fernando Perez-Serra. We've got Titouan Puyol, Sergio Cantoral from Spain, from Alicante, Aaron Sanchez, who scored 2 second places in the last big event. That was the World SUP Festival Costa Blanca in Santa Pola, Alicante. We have, of course, Shuri Araki. Let's find where Shuri is. That's Shuri Araki right there, the 5-time world champion and favorite of the race. Small figure, green hat. He's got the keep paddling hat, being coached with his dad. A few of last words from his father, Taku. The kid, 19-year-old kid from Okinawa. We've got Brazil here with Huda Bozi, Fabrício Rodrigues, Pepe Nunes. Quite a big contingent coming out of Brazil. There isn't David Leal, as far as I'm aware. Among the favorites, we can name also of Titouan Puyol is here with the NSP board from New Caledonia. His teammate from New Caledonia, Clement, is on the other side. He'll be on the starboard. We also have Vaik Garyu from New Caledonia, the young man, little brother of Noik. Noik is not here. We have, I can see that people from Taranto, Italy are cheering and watching. And we've got a few big names coming out of Italy, but mainly in the women's. We've got from Taranto, Matteo Pernusco is a youngster who's pretty fast, but in the women's, we've got Claudia Postiglione, we've got Sveva Sabato, but we'll see the women's race at 10:30. So 2 separate races, 2 separate starts. This is a 9 a.m. start. We're late already by 10 minutes, but it'll be a total of a 15-minute delay because we're starting at 9:15. So we're 5 minutes away now from the start. This is a 12-kilometer race right in the heart of Barcelona. So this is where you're entering the Barceloneta area. We're going to go past this huge landmark, the Hotel WW Hotel, Hotel Vela, we call it, over here. And we're going to go along the beach. Then we're going to reach a buoy just past the W Hotel, go for a further 1K and back, 1 lap. End of 1 lap, a beach run here around a beach flag, and another lap of 6K for a total of 12K. So some big names. Let's see who we've got. Simon Ackermann from France, one of the top youngsters. Also, he's not a junior anymore. We've got Blue Ewer from England, also a favorite for a podium, for a five-man podium today. We've got Bodie Van Olmen from the USA, Campbell Carter from the USA as well, representing the two coasts of the United States of America. So Bodie Van Olmen is from Oregon, so that's the West Coast, and Campbell Carter is from North Carolina, that's the East Coast. Many Spanish athletes, of course, some top names and new faces. Ivan Puente from the northwest, from Galicia. That's the northwest of Spain. Sergio Cantoral from Alicante. I named him already. He had a couple of wins this season so far already. Who do I see here? Tassos Tsouris. So from Greece, Tassos Tsouris, definitely a favorite also for the podium. Definitely a strong contender for the long distance. That's really his forte. He'll be racing on Infinity. Infinity, actually, the California brand has got a pretty good team, both in the men and the women's. We'll see Mari Carmen Rivera in the women's. Unfortunately, Juliette Duhaime is not here. We haven't seen her race in Europe this season. She's, I guess, in Brazil or Argentina, training hard for the remaining of the season. We've got Paolo Marconi on the Sonova board, ever dangerous Paolo Marconi from SUP Salivoli. We've got Ethan Brie, that's the other big name, which scored a couple of podiums this season already in the long distance, so particularly good in the long distance. That's him right there, the SIC Maui rider, Ethan Brie from France, from Brittany, France. I know most of these guys, so I'll be able to name most of them. But I would say that the favorites for the podium, according to the results we've had so far, would definitely be Shuya Araki from Japan, Aaron Sanchez from Spain, from Mallorca, Michael Booth from Australia, he was fifth. Ethan Brie was fourth last week. Arthur Aritkin is the quiet one. You hardly, sometimes you even forget about him, that he's here. So humble and quiet, but always at the front. And he was, that was the case 10 years ago. And it will be, it has been the case already many times this season. We are a few minutes away from the start. I can see Shuri Araki picking up his board. So Shuri Araki will be just under that second tower right here on a custom Araki design board that we talked a little bit about it yesterday in an interview with Taku, his Shuri Araki's dad, and basically it's a unique board designed and shaped by the Araki family. Let's not forget that we have different category rankings in this race. We have the juniors, but also the master 40 and 50. So that's the 1 minute call, and from here it's a horn. There won't be any more warning from now on. So the horn is going to blow, and let's make sure that I've got Captain Max right here. Let's make sure we don't stay in the way. And off they are. Already a great start by Shuri Araki right there with a red board. The Japanese already pushing himself at the front. That's him right there. Shuri Araki taking the lead. On the other side, I see a couple of NSP riders. That's Sergio Cantoral at the front. We also have Luis Perotti from the youngster from Mallorca. Let's go, Max. Let's see what's happening. Vamos. So let's have a quick view at the back. We've got some local boys from England over there, falling in the water, tasting, having a first taste of the chop here in Barcelona. It's actually pretty flat right now, but as soon as it gets windy, it can be very choppy over here. We hope for some wind to come during the race, to make an appearance during the race, and that would allow for some downwind legs. Let's go to the front right away. Let's see who we recognize at the back. We've got the Frenchman over here, Aubin Petit. Who else is at the back? Oh, from Switzerland, Nathan Denis, who probably had a bad start. I can see he's wet already, so he probably fell down. The youngster from Switzerland with a double nationality. Let's so keep sharing that live stream if you haven't done so already. We're gonna slowly catch up with the front, and then we will stay with the front. I can see at the back here with a green board, that's actually a Shuri Araki former board, as Flying Fish board from Florida. Mikel Roger, the local athlete. So we're just going to go a little bit wide to try and catch up. We've got Paolo Marconi at the back right there, so maybe in a 20th or 30th position. So not a great start for Paolo Marconi. He's got that yellow hat and that Sonova board on the left-hand side, trying to reconnect to the front. So not a great start for the Italian from Salivoli. And let's catch up with the front, Max. I can see Bodie Van Olmen right there in 40th place. That's a bit of an awkward position for him to be. Is definitely one of the top guys from the United States. I think I've seen Elliot Brie going down. Elliot Brie, that's the on the SIC Maui board. That's the young brother of Ethan Brie, who is one of the favorites for the podium. Maybe not for the win. At the front over there, we're slowly catching up. I see Shuri Araki, of course, but in front of him, two starboards, and I believe that's Clément Colmas from New Caledonia, and maybe Aaron Sanchez next to him. We've got an NSP board on the right-hand side, and that is Antonio Morillo from Andalusia. We are going along the beach of Barceloneta. La Barceloneta is just behind these guys. This is a place I know really well because I used to live here for 11 years, for a total of 11 years. And that's where I used to paddle and train, and that's where I learned how to paddle. So a huge field, as you can see. We've got a total of 90 participants in the pro division for men and women. So maybe 60 men and then 30 women. We're slowly climbing up to the front, and I can tell you that it is indeed Aaron Sanchez, Clément Colmas, and Shuri Araki at the front, with Michael Booth making a move. We're gonna try and connect with the front very, very soon. We've got Ethan Brie, Antonio Morillo, and I believe Arthur Aritkin, top 7. So Michael Booth right now giving a push, trying something. He was third, I believe, last year. Michael Booth from Australia, trying to take the lead. But Shuri Araki now placing one of his signature accelerations, surges, with Clément Colmas now having a go at the front. So at the front now, reconnecting to the front as we are approaching the W Hotel. Clément Colmas, New Caledonia. Michael Booth, Australia, actually currently virtually in the lead, being followed by Arthur Aritkin. So two lines are shaping up right now. One with Michael Booth on the right-hand side, so towards the beach, wearing the yellow hat on the starboard all-star, followed by the Frenchman Arthur Aritkin on the Infinity Ever Ready. Clément Colmas is right next to him. Shuri Araki currently in third place, waiting for his moment to potentially burst out of this group of men. And now it is on the left-hand side at the front, Aaron Sanchez from Mallorca, trying something, giving a big push, followed by Clément Colmas. So it is now Spain, New Caledonia, France, Okinawa, Japan. Oh, Michael Booth missing a stroke here and almost falling down, but he did recover that nicely with his paddle. So Michael Booth currently in fourth. Then it is Starboard All-Star, Fernando Perez Serra. I didn't mention his name yet. So Fernando Perez Serra is in fifth place right now. Arthur Aritkin and Antonio Morillo equal 6. Then it is, I believe, Blue, you were in 8. So 1, and Shuri Araki making it one of his moves on the red board right there. Shuri Araki, the 19-year-old Japanese, giving a big push now, followed by Michael Booth. I think that's pretty clear that you don't want to let this young Japanese athlete take off. So 3 starboards on the chase behind the custom design board of 19-year-old Shuri Araki from Okinawa, the 5-time world champion. It is Aaron Sanchez who's taking the lead of that chasing group. He manages to reconnect with the Japanese, but as soon as he approaches, Shuri is off again. So playing yo-yo, we've got 3 starboards behind the 19-year-old 5-time world champion from Japan, Aaron Sanchez, Clément Colmas, and Michael Booth. So Japan, Spain, France, and Australia at the moment. I did mention these names as favorites. Watch out for Fernando Perez Serra, 5th place right now. Arthur Arikin, 6th. Antonio Morillo, 7th. Blue Ewer, 8th. Ethan Brie, 9. Tassos Tsuris, 10. And I believe Luis Perotti, the young man from Mallorca. Watch out, Max. Where are they going? Yeah, we're gonna have a good look at these guys. Look at that. Shuri Araki, 1st place. Aaron Sanchez, 2nd. Michael Booth, 3rd. Clément Colmas, 4th. Fernando Perez Serra, 5th. Arthur Arikin, 6th. This is going oh so fast. 7. Antonio Morillo, 8. Blue Ewer, 9. Tassos Tsuris, 10. Ethan Brie, 11. Luis Perotti, 12. Titouan Pouillot, 13th. Lucas Simoncelli, 13th. Sergio Cantoral, 14th. Vai Garyu. Oh, someone's going down. That's Paolo Marconi went down. I think 14th or 15th, Ivan Puente, Ivan De Frutos on the starboard, Mark Simoncelli on the NSP, Joan Garcia looking wet, he went down on the SIC Maui, Simon Ackermann, the Frenchman, and Paolo Marconi, the Italian on the Sonova, right there. So we're probably in the top 20 now. Antonio Serra in the chase, and then a bit of a gap with Mikel Roger, the local boy, 40 plus. Actually, probably my age. I used to race with Mikel right here in Barcelona. He used to own the Molokai Sub Center, and he's currently based in Andaya in southern France. He's got the Flying Fish board of Shuri Araki, the Freedom Pro. That's the former board of Shuri Araki. Then we've got the Portuguese athletes on the Starboard All-Star. Then a young Italian athlete, that's the young brother of Sveva Sabato, that's Cerce. Then Matteo Pernusco from Taranto, Italy. Fabrizio Rondinara from Argentina. Bodhi Van Olmen from the USA. Huda Bozi from Brazil. I believe at the back, who is that? Is that Kem? Oh, that's Elliot Brie, who fell down. The young brother of Ethan. So Elliot Brie, 16-year-old Elliot, trying to save the day after this early fall. All right, let's go back to the front. Woo! Who have we got? We've got Shuri against the lights. Shuri Araki just placing once again a successful attack with a good 15 meter lead for Shuri Araki, and it is Aaron Sanchez trying once again to reconnect, taking with him Clément Colmas in 3rd, Antonio Morillo in 4th. Where is Michael Booth? In 5th place, Fernando Perez Serra reconnecting with his friend Antonio Morillo in 5th place. 6th place now for Ethan Brie, followed by Luis Perotti, Michael Booth, and another line taking with him Arthur Arikin, Tassos Tsuris, and Blue Ewer. We've got Titouan Pouillot on his own, the French captain, trying to stay with that second group. Sergio Cantoral, the Spaniards, the young Spaniards in the chase, Sergio Cantoral and Lucas Simoncelli. Vai Garyu on the Sonova, the young man from New Caledonia, little brother of Noik. This guy is a multi-time junior and junior European and world champion. Let's go back to the front. Captain Max. We've got a strange race for Paolo Marconi right there is trying to go back to the front. He had a pretty good season so far. He's got a book out. That's him over there with the yellow hat on the Sonova board. A couple of not a great start and a couple of falls. And he's at the back in the outside of the top 20. We're right next to Joan Garcia from Alicante. At the back it is Simon Ackermann, who had a bit of a misadventure this last night. He and his team got their stuff stolen from in a campsite. I had to lend my my black project paddle to one of his teammates from France, Marin Crochard. So an unfortunate event last night. Right now we are in the around the 20th mark with Baigoryu milking a few bumps. We've got Sergio Cantoral right in front of him. We're climbing back up to the front. Titouan Pouillot from New Caledonia, the French captain on the NSP Carolina. We did introduce the new boards by NSP this week. Actually, we still have one video to show the new Ninja Evo. But Titouan Pouillot, we're very close now. Luis Perotti, another NSP rider in front of him. Tassos Tsouris from Greece. Blue, you are from England. Michael Booth in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8th position for Michael Booth right now. Michael Booth 8, Arthur Aritkin 7, Ethan Brie 6, Fernando Perez 5, Antonio Murillo 4th, so 5th for Fernando Perez era, and top 3, Clement Colmas 3rd right now. Aaron Sanchez is leading the chase, but the gap is already huge behind Shuri Araki, who keeps accelerating over there with actually that's a fun sight to see. Over there we've got Taku Araki right there, his dad giving some shouting some advice to his son. And we are right next to the W Hotel. This is actually where I used to train a lot. This was the end of my 6K run when I used to train 12K. And then I would go back to the other side of the city, to the forum area. All right, let's go. Let's get a little bit closer, Max, to the front. And let's see if Michael Booth in 8th position right now can reconnect to Arthur Aritkin. I think he'll be able to do it, but right now he's pretty much on his own with Tassos Tsouris from Greece on the Infinity Ever Ready, now catching up with the Australian. Arthur Aritkin, another Infinity rider from France, in 7th place. Ethan Brie, his French counterpart in 6th, Fernando Perez 5th, Antonio Murillo. So we've got the two Andalusian boys, Fernando Perez and Antonio Murillo, currently in 4th and 5th place, always together, these two. Clement Colmas, we're against the light, but we can see the figure of Clement Colmas, the Frenchman, in 3rd place right now, with Aaron Sanchez leading that group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's a big draft train of 11 riders chasing this man, 19-year-old Shuri Araki. This is the far end of the course, and from here it's a straight line back to the beach. And when Shuri Araki reaches the beach, that will be the end of the 6 kilometer lap, and they will do it again. Look at Shuri Araki 30, 40 meters away from the buoy, crossing path with these guys. Let's stay at the buoy so we can see. Maybe on the other side so we have the light for us. So it is definitely a different world, even between these top guys and the man at the front. The stroke rate is very, very different. Aaron Sanchez second, Clément Colmas third, the two starboard athletes in the chase. Antonio Murillo on the NSP. Then is starboard again with Fernando Perez Serra. Ethan Brie in 6th place. Arthur Aritkin 7. Tassos Tsouri is overtaking now Michael Booth, so in 8th place. Michael Booth 9. Blue Ewer 10. Luis Perotti, one of the exciting new faces coming out of Spain, in I guess 11th place. And Tito Puyo with Vaïgan catching up with the French captain Titu, also from New Caledonia. These two are actually world champions. Oh, we've got bumps. We've got bumps. Look at Titu now. Let's have a look at those wave surfing actions by the men from New Caledonia right here. Two bumps. We're hoping for the Galaby wind to pick up at some points and to create some even bigger bumps, because this can be definitely a fun downwind here. We've got Sergio Cantoral closing this group of 11 men, and Michael Booth trying something, having a go now, opening another line. The starboard rider from Perth, Australia, with a big Show and Partners logo, one of his major sponsors, in addition to starboard. Taking with him Blue Ewer, Luis Perotti, Tito Ampuyo, Vaïgan and Sergio Cantoral. He's actually pretty successful in his action right now, as he is overtaking or reaching the same height as Arthur Aritkin. So big push there by Michael Booth, trying to push himself at the front. Arthur Aritkin trying something as well. As you can see, the two Infinity have already boys, Arthur and Tassos Tsouri, trying to overtake the top three of that chasing group, with Shuri Araki very much at the front. Look at that, how much of a lead he's got. 60 meters maybe. And this is just, we're just at the 4 kilometer mark. This is just unbelievable. In the chase now, leading that group, another starboard, but a different athlete. That's Fernando Perez Serra. He is from Andalusia, but he lives now in Mallorca, where he works in a gym right next to the Mar Balear Club, a huge club actually, training many kids, led by Laura Ketglass and Manolo Simoncelli. That's where Duna Gordillo is from. If you're wondering where the women are, well, they're not racing yet. We will have a separate race for the women, same distance, 12K, and a start at 10:30, or as soon as the men's race is over. Max, let's go closer to the front, maybe a little bit ahead of them, so we can have a better view of these guys. We've got a pretty small boat, so let's use it. So Fernando Perez Serra leading that group of 11 paddlers. Clément Colmas still at the front from the very beginning. Clément Colmas has been pretty consistent so far, always in the top three. He is in third place right now, followed by Ethan Brie, who's moved from 7 or 8 to 6 or 7 to now fourth place, with Antonio Murillo from Andalusia on the NSP with a blue hat in fifth. Aaron Sanchez moved back to 6. Arthur Aritkin 7. Tassos Tsouri from Greece 8. Oh! Clément Colmas goes down. Clément, he loses his third place. He's now pushed back to 6 or 7. And Antonio Murillo has smelled some blood, and he is pushing hard using that mistake by the Frenchman to place a big acceleration, trying to break the field. It is kind of working. He is now leading that pack with his friend. These two have known each other since the age of 5. Fernando Perez Serra and Antonio Morillo from Andalusia. Those two starboard and NSP riders are leading a group of 11 top international racers in the chase, followed by Ethan Brie, Arthur Aretkin, Aaron Sanchez, Clément Colmas, so still in the game. Michael Booth, I think he went towards us to try and get some boat wakes. He says that's not working really well, but nevertheless, he is at the front and pushing really hard again. Aaron Sanchez, they're trying that as well, trying to milk some of those bumps. I'm not sure that's the right strategy, but nevertheless, the field is broken at the back, and we're catching up. And we're catching up with Japanese athlete Shuri Araki with a good 80-meter lead now over the rest of the field, aiming towards another buoy over there. I actually did forget about that buoy. I thought there was a straight course back to the beach. So there's another one coming up. Shuri Araki from Okinawa has got a huge lead. He's been on a winning streak since he started racing in Europe, I guess a month ago now, with the TotalSUP race and the Agios Nikolaos event. He won. These were back-to-back ICF events, so International Canoe Federation world ranking circuit events, and he won 3 of the 4 races. He didn't. I think he didn't actually take part in the sprints. So he won the 2 technical races and the long distance proposed in Sitia and Agios. These are 2 different locations in Greece, in Crete, which is a Greek island. Look at that chasing band of wolves with now Ethan Brie on the SIC Maui RST, new model introduced last year quite successfully. He is on his own, but at the front. So the Frenchman from French Brittany in second place right now. He was on a couple of long distance podiums this past 3 weeks, as well as Arthur Aretkin, who's pushing hard also to put himself at the front, as this group is now 50-60 meters away from that last buoy of the course over there. Shuri Araki turning around that buoy as if it was a technical race course, and once again surging right after it, pushing even harder. So who's going to be in first place in that chasing pack? It is Antonio Morillo, Arthur Aretkin, and Ethan Brie. 2 Frenchmen and 1 Spaniard. It will be Antonio Morillo reaching the last buoy of the course before heading to the beach at the foot of the Torre Mafre. Arthur Aretkin in 3rd, Ethan Brie in 4th, Michael Booth in 5th, Fernando Perez Serra 6, 7, Clément Colmas 8, Aaron Sanchez 9, Tassos Tsoulis from Greece 10, Luis Perotti from Mallorca, Blue you are 11, 12, Titouan Pouillot, 13th, Faik Garyu, and 14th, Sergio Cantoral. So it's more than 11 racers in the chase. It is 13 racers in the chase, and then a group of, let's have a look at who's leading the following group. We've got Paolo Marconi, Ivan De Frutos, We have an NSP rider. Who is that in third place? That's Luca Simoncelli. Luca Simoncelli. Then we have Ivan Puente, Joan Garcia, Marc Simoncelli, the younger brother, Bonnie Van Olmen over there, Simon Ackermann, and Mikel Roger. So over here, Paolo Marconi leading the third group, Ivan De Frutos from Alicante, Lucas Simoncelli from Mallorca, Ivan Puente from Galicia, Joan Garcia from Alicante, and from Mallorca as well, Marc Simoncelli. Then we've got from Portland, Oregon, Bonnie Van Lomen on the 404 jump. That's the name of the model. Then Simon Ackermann on the 45 Pro race board with Mikel Roger, the local athlete, probably leading the 40 plus men's. And then Antonio Serra, I think from Galicia or from Cantabria, I'm not sure. Who have we got here? Elliot Brie, the young brother of Etan. Then this young man from, I believe, Portugal, maybe João from Portugal. Then the young Italians, Huda Bossi from Brazil, Greg Limlet from France on the starboard right here, and some local athletes, I believe. All right, let's go back to the front. We've got more people behind, with Daniel Selnoglu right here, with Aetsi Barlosa, Matteo Pernusco from Italy, Mark Forrester from Barcelona in second place, like fighting for his balance right now. Mark Forrester going wide, Matteo Pernusco, the young man from Italy, right next to him, and Aetsi Barlosa almost falling at the buoy right here. Let's go back to the front because we have a huge race. So we're gonna go wide, guys. Hang on to your seat. Let's catch up with the front of the race, led clearly by a huge margin by the 19-year-old five-time world champion Shui Araki, known as Shrimpy. That's the nickname he was given many years ago due to his small figure. Small but powerful, efficient, high-performing athlete with a custom design board, and chased by a group of 13 athletes and some of the world's top names, best names. A few names missing, but not that many. And I'll let you enjoy the landscape right here. So lucky to have a Euro Tour stop in the Catalan capital with the Torre Mapfre. You can see the Torre Aguaros over there. This is where TotalSUP was born, actually. After discovering stand-up paddling in Thailand, I used to live here and decided to launch TotalSUP.com right here. I used to live in one of those towers over there, close to the beach. And thanks to Mark Forrester and the club SUP Barcelona, I was able to do my first strokes and take my first waves right here in the Catalan capital before moving 5 years ago to the southwest of France for a slightly quieter life and more outdoors, more nature. But this is a vibrating city with an amazing vibe. All right, I have the feeling that our friend from Greece, Tassos Souris, is in the bad spot right there, as well as Titouan Pouillot. We're catching up with the front group. Titouan Pouillot very much on his own right there. He'll think, or is that Titouan? That could be Sergio. That could be Sergio Cantoral right there. No, Titouan is there. Titouan is at the end of that chasing group, but Sergio Cantoral is on his own right now, and I'm pretty sure Paolo Marconi and another group of paddlers will be able to catch up with him. At the very back of this group, we've got the Greek Tassos Tsouris trying to reconnect with the 12 athletes at the front. Then it is Titouan Pouillot, Arthur Aritkin, I believe. We're totally against the light, but I'm trying to recognize those the silhouettes. So Arthur Aritkin, then it is that Vaik Garyu? I think Vaik is in there. Yes, Vaik Garyu. But let's start from the beginning. In the chase, leading the chase, Antonio Murillo on the NSP from Andalusia, Spain. He is with Fernando Perez Serra, still another Andalusian, so southern Spain, leading the chasing group. Then we've got Clement Colmas, who did manage to reconnect to the front after his fall. Michael Booth from Australia is still there. Ethan Brie on the SIC board. Aaron Sanchez. We've got Blue Ewer and Arthur Aritkin milking some bumps and actually overtaking a few athletes, overtaking Vaik Garyu and Luis Perotti. Let's go a little bit further so we can see these guys at the front. I hope you enjoy the coverage. Please keep sharing this live stream. We've got a pretty good connection, a pretty good view, pretty good good boat as well, which allows us to get close to these guys. Max, podemos seguir del otro lado, pero cuidado, a lo mejor después de ello. Sí. Over there, Shuri Araki reaching the beach in about 30 meters and actually taking a bump right there. Let's get close to the beach, Max. Yeah. So we can follow these guys all the way to the beach. This is an important moment of the race. This is the end of lap number 1, and behind Shuri Araki, about 80 meters behind, we've got Antonio Murillo from Andalusia on the NSP board. We've got Ethan Brie on the SIC Maui. Everybody's trying to push themselves at the front in order to be in a good position when disembarking and going towards that beach flag for a beach run. This is where the field usually gets broken. And Fernando Perez Serra in third place, following Ethan Brie, then Clement Colmas, Michael Booth. But look at this man, 19-year-old Shuri Araki, winner of last year's edition, flying towards another victory, and the last one for his European tour. Shuri Araki from Okinawa. What's happening at that buoy over there? Let's zoom in a little bit. We've got Ethan Brie now in second place at the beach flag. Ethan Brie. Third, Antonio Murillo. In fourth, Clement Colmas. Michael Booth in fifth. Fernando Perez Serra in sixth. Blue Ewer 7. Aaron Sanchez 8. Luis Perotti, Arthur Aritkin, Vaik Garyu, and Titouan Pouillot, and Tassos Tsouris. No mistake here, nobody's going down, so the field actually is pretty compact still. And I'm pretty sure these two New Caledonian athletes, Titouan Pouillot and Vaik Garyu, will be able to reconnect as well as Tassos Tsouris. It takes an extra effort for the Greek athlete to not get distanced away, especially with that much backwash that is going through right now. Then it's the third group. So Shuri Araki being on a group on his own. So Paolo Marconi leading that third group. He did manage to reconnect with Sergio Cantoral and actually overtake him. So Sergio Cantoral, a youngster from Santa Pola, trained by Daniel Pares, at the Paris Water Sports Club. Actually now trying to give a big push over Paolo Marconi, going down, Ivan De Frutos, Joan Garcia, Lucas Simoncelli, Ivan Puente from Galicia, Mark Simoncelli. Here comes Buddy Van Olmen on the 404 board. A good glide there by Simon Ackermann from France. Right next to Buddy Van Olmen and Mikel Roige, the Barcelona boy on the Flying Fish Freedom Pro, just behind the two youngsters from USA and France. It is then I forgot his name, Serse Sabato, 14-year-old Serse Sabato, the young brother of Zveva, the 15-year-old phenomenon, both of them from Taranto, and Elliot Brie right there, João from Portugal, from Madeira, I believe, and then Fabrizio Rondinara from Argentina. Then it is Brazil with Huda Bozi on the NSP, Antonio Serra, NSP. Three boys in the chase, and that's not sure what that is. Is that Vincent? Guillaume? Oh no, that's Alex Prapas from Greece. Greg Limlet from France. Paulo Freitas from Portugal, and then Daniel Senoglu from Mallorca, 17-year-old Daniel Senoglu, one of the exciting new faces. Matteo Pernusco from Taranto, Italy. Mark Forrester, the 50-plus men, so leading the 50-plus men's category. Mark Forrester right there from Mallorca, several times second at the ICF SUP World Championship. That's Mark Forrester disembarking right now and running around that beach flag. And behind him, oh, going down, Mark! Vamos, Mark! Aetz Iberlosa. Thomas Grossup at the back, Thomas Grossup. All right, that's it. Let's go. Oh, we've got Pepe, junior Brazilian champion, Pepe Nunes from Brazil right there. Pepe Nunes from Barra Grande, Brazil, on the NSP board, taking a nice little bump there, a bit of surfing. We've got Thomas Grossup on the starboard. We've got Fabricio over there going towards the beach, Fabricio Rodriguez from Bahia, Brazil. Ruben Cantoral from Alicante. Wow. When I see the talent that you have at the back, I can tell you this race is going very, very, very fast. You can see some women getting ready for the race coming up at 10:30. The women's. Captain Max, let's go. Let's go, Captain Max. This is Captain Max. Welcome, everybody. Make sure to share this live stream. We're going to try and stay online for the two races. I'm still having doubts whether I'm going to cut after the men's race and start a new stream or not. We'll find out as we go. But keep sharing that live stream. It's a big race. It's a major international event, and there's a lot at stake in this race. I'm going to go at the front, and let's just go. So we're going to catch up with the top man. Right now we are. Before we make a move, we're going to wait a little bit because there's a pier right here and some rocks. So we're not going to go crazy. Mark Forrester from SUP Barcelona right there giving us a Shaka sign. Followed by the young Aetz Iberlosa from the Basque Country. And at the front, just ahead of them, Daniel Senoglu from Mallorca, followed by the young Italian, Matteo Pernusco from SUP Academy Taranto. We've got Thomas Vecino, who should be racing. And we've got the supporters from Shuri. Thomas! Hey, you should be racing! This is actually a pretty strong athlete from Barcelona who's hasn't raced internationally so much. All right, Max, let's make a move. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, we've got the Playa de la Barceloneta right there. Hotel W over there. Let's go towards the front and let's finish this race at the front. Wow, a huge line going on over here, huh? It's pretty impressive to see. You've got a huge line coming back from the first lap, and the gaps are just huge between all these athletes. Let's see if someone has managed to break that chasing pack behind Shuri Araki. I don't see how Shuri Araki could lose today after having more than a 60-meter lead after 3 or 4 kilometers with some top international names behind him, including some world champions like Michael Booth, like Aaron Sanchez, former junior world champion, like Titouan Pouillot, Vaigayu, also junior and open men's former world champions. I think we're just catching up right now with the back of the of group number 3 with Paolo Marconi. I think he's launching himself into a desperate cause right now. Paolo Marconi, who had a pretty shaky start, he is 50 meters in front of that third group, but the guys at the front, the second group, is maybe 100 meters in front. So I don't see how he could get back to them. You would need superhuman powers to do that. So we're passing that third group with Paolo Marconi right there with a yellow hat at the front. And in there we have Joan Garcia from Alicante, Ivan Puente from Galicia. Luca Simoncelli, Mark Simoncelli, the two brothers from Mallorca, the sons of Manolo Simoncelli. And over there already passing or hanging towards that third buoy, and we're going to cut across just in front of Paolo Marconi right there. We're going to try and reconnect with that chasing pack led now by Fernando Perez Serra, Clement Colmas and Michael Booth. So three starboard athletes in the chase in that second group behind Shuri Araki, who's got a 100-meter lead over these guys. Tassos Shuri did manage to reconnect with the front and is now going to try and overtake the young Luis Perotti on the NSP. Antonio Morillo is at the back of this over there on the NSP. Is at the back of this group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 athletes. And it's getting choppy over here. And Tassos trying to stay with the 11 riders at the front. He's got the Infinity ever ready. He was third in the long distance of Agios Nikolaos, behind Donato France and behind Shuri Araki, of course. I called him as a favorite for the podium, but right now he's at the back of that huge group of athletes in the chase. One athlete we don't know really well is that guy in front of him. Luis Perotti is from Mallorca. Still young, he's not a junior anymore, but pretty young, maybe 19 or 20. Aaron Sanchez, two-time second last weekend in Santa Pola in the long distance and the technical race on the Starboard All-Star. Vaigayu, the former junior world champion on the Sonova, he was fourth in Sarasota at the ICF SUP World Championship in the Opens. He was still a junior, but going down. Michael Booth taking a few strokes on his knees. He is in third place right now. He's going to give a big push to try and reconnect with Clément Colmas and Fernando Perez-Serra, but that could be one of the key moments of the race, with him blocking a little bit the guys behind him. That was Blue Ewer and Arthur Aritkin. Arthur Aritkin went a little bit wide. Titouan Pouillot is going to try and stay with his friend and teammate from France, Arthur Aritkin. So two lines now shaping up, but only two boys clearly in the chase now, with a good gap behind them. Michael Booth trying to stay with them. It's going to be tough, but we know that Michael Boothie can do it. It looks like his decision choice now for this young man. Luis Perotti decides to go on the left and goes behind Vai Garyu, Antonio Morillo, Titouan Pouillot, and Arthur Aritkin. And Michael Booth is taking with him on the other side, on the NSP there, Blue Ewer and Aaron Sanchez. So Fernando Perez-Serra, Clément Colmas, two starboards, maybe joined by Arthur Aritkin, who's having a pretty good run just now, with Michael Booth also giving a big push. So it looks like it's a whole new game plan already for Michael, who seems to be undecided between Arthur Aritkin and Clément Colmas over there. So he's in the middle pretty much. Michael Booth with a yellow hat. Antonio Morillo on NSP. You can feel the chop right there. It's not super flat, not super glassy. At the front over there, Shuri Araki. I don't know if you can actually see him. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can you find Shuri? That's the question. Well, he's somewhere on the screen. He's got a 100-meter lead and reaching the buoy now. Fernando Perez-Serra from Andalusia / Mallorca now. And Clément Colmas, New Caledonia, France. So the islanders, really, if you think about it. Okinawa, Japanese island. Mallorca, Spanish island. And New Caledonia, French island. And it is Mallorca again now, with Aaron Sanchez, who's made a move on Michael Booth, on Blue Ewer and Antonio Morillo, with Arthur Aritkin right at the foot of the Hotel W. This is Hotel W, a beautiful hotel, beautiful landmark of Barcelona, a great rooftop bar where I enjoyed many Barcelona parties in my 11-year living here. But look at that gap. That's really interesting. So Clément Colmas made a push, managed to go just in front of Fernando Perez-Serra, and it's only Aaron Sanchez who's pushing hard right now to try and stay with his two starboard teammates in front of him. Antonio Morillo now on the NSP, trying to get there as well, and followed by Blue Ewer and Arthur Aritkin. Michael Booth is on the starboard between two NSPs. That is Titouan Pouillot, Vai Garyu, so two New Caledonia. We've got three New Caledonians representing France in this group of 12. And then it is the surprising Luis Perotti and Ethan Brie, who could finish really well, this young man over there. There's still that far end buoy to reach. It's going to be another 300 meters for Shuri Araki over there. We're just going to go past the Euro Tour boat with Belar Diaz, the founder director of of the Euro Tour wearing the orange jacket, and a whole bunch of photographers and video makers. So Clément Colmas, Fernando Perez, Aaron Sanchez, Antonio Morillo, Blue Ewer here, Arthur Aritkin, Michael Booth, Titouan Pouillot, Vai Garyu, Luis Perotti, and Ethan Brie on the SIC Maui RST board. Let's go and catch up with Shuri Araki for a bit. Let's try and have some great images of his technique. So let's get close to the man in first place, Shuri Araki. So then you can replay this live stream over and over again and analyze how the Okinawa kid does it, how he manages to keep such a high frequency stroke and even accelerate whenever he wants on top of it. He's on a race of his own right now. Oh wow, what a turn once again for Shuri Araki, who's heading towards us now. This is the entrance over there at the green lighthouse of the commercial harbor, commercial port. And look at Shuri Araki showcasing once again his skills on his way to another victory on the Euro Tour. He's currently leading the ranks. Shuri Araki with a nice little smile with that custom board designed with his dad. And Taku, his father, was telling us that they over the years they analyzed many boards and try to take get inspired by the top features of each, adapt them to the weight and the paddling style of Shuri Araki, and the result is an even more efficient board. Question mark about whether this board is going to be available for production one day. We'll see, but look at those guys at the front. These got many world champions here. Fernando Perez Serra from Andalusia / Mallorca on the starboard. Clément Colmas, European champion. Also on starboard, Aaron Sanchez, former junior world champion. Blue Ewer on the NSP, Antonio Morillo from Andalusia. Michael Booth, multi-time world champion from Perth, Australia. The 2018 APP World Tour champ. Arthur Aritkin from France. Then it is Titouan Pouillot, also multi-time world champion. Former junior world champion and fourth in the open men's long distance, Vai Garyu in Sarasota 6 months ago. Luis Perotti and Ethan Brie. This is a pretty compact group, and Ethan is going to try and overtake some of his direct opponents. He could finish strong. And Tassos Zouris from Greece is going to try and reconnect with the guys at the front. I called him one of the favorites for the podium, so he shouldn't disappoint today. Let's go, Tassos! It's 3K left into the race. 3K left into the race for these 11. Here you have 11 guys, one more at the front, and a 12th athlete here from Greece. And ooh, that chop is pretty dreadful, pretty treacherous. And someone's making a move. It is Aaron Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez going wide over there. This is where we have the race within the race. The race for the podium. Second, third, and fourth, and fifth place has to be determined between this field of 11 top international racers. A few dark horses, a few new faces. Luis Perotti is one of them. Some youngsters like Vai Garyu, some world champions, and Aaron Sanchez, who's been scoring podiums in second place behind Shuri Araki recently. Now surging, accelerating. Aaron Sanchez definitely doing some damage to that field. Look at that gap ahead of Antonio Murillo. Who's going to be able to stay with Aaron Sanchez? And actually, I feel the gap is actually being reduced between Shuri Araki at the front and Aaron Sanchez now in second place. I very much doubt that Aaron Sanchez will be able to catch up, but you never know, never say never. It is not over until it's over. Antonio Murillo now in third place. Arthur Arakin from France in fourth. Fernando Perez in fifth. Sixth place for Clément Colmas. Oh, the gaps now are pretty big. Tito Puyo in seventh place, followed by Blue Ewer. And then it is a group of two, Vaigayu, the youngsters. Vaigayu and Luis Perotti. Oh, Michael Booth has lost momentum here. He's lost the plot a bit. And I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that huge distance now. Maybe 50 meters behind Aaron Sanchez, who was able to push the hardest. And it looks like Antonio Murillo has done what it takes to what was necessary to catch up with Aaron. But look at those guys, they are in the chase. The race is not over. The gap has reduced by half. Behind Shuri Araki, Aaron Sanchez placing a huge acceleration, taking with him Antonio Murillo, Arthur Arakin, Fernando Perez Serra, and Clément Colmas. He's still got a pretty good league. Watch out. Let's go wide. They didn't need our help to get closer, so let's not create a wake that could help them a little bit for sure. So let's stay away from this chasing group. Let's stay with Shuri Araki. Still pushing really hard. One more buoy to go, about 1.5k for the 19-year-old from Okinawa, Japan, on that custom design board. Shuri Araki, the winner of last year's first edition of the BCN SUP World Fest, an event put together by no less than the president of the Spanish Surfing Federation, Barcelona-based Carlos Lopez. He is at the front, that Okinawa kid, traveling with his dad Taku and his little sister, who's also a SUP racer. With one motto: keep paddling. And that's exactly what Shuri Araki is doing right now. After 3 wins in Crete, after winning the Sancti Petri race, after 2 wins last weekend in Santa Pola, the long distance first and then the technical race, he was unreachable at the front in both events last week. He is unreachable this weekend as well, so it seems, with this 12k long distance. Shuri Araki with 50-60 meter lead over now Arthur Arakin, the Frenchman, Antonio Murillo, and Fernando Perez Serra. Actually, no, Aaron Sanchez, sorry. Apologies for that. Aaron Sanchez in 4th place right now. 5th place for Fernando Perez Serra. Clément Colmas, 6. Tito Puyo, 7. Blue Ewer, 8. So one more. Can we stay on the other side? So we've got all the light behind us. Wow, that's a pretty good image actually, right here with Arthur Arakin, Antonio Murillo, Fernando Perez Serra, a group of 3 now with, no, keep saying Fernando Perez-Serra, I apologize. Once again, this is Aaron Sanchez, Arthur Hurricane, Antonio Murillo, Aaron Sanchez, and then at the back, Fernando Perez-Serra, Titouan Puyol, and Clément Colmas. At the front, still a good 50 to 60 meter lead for 19-year-old Shuri Araki. Let's go on the other side. So let's cross so we can follow these guys. With the sun behind us. That's perfect. Well done, Captain Max. Good job. We've got 19-year-old Shuri Araki leading for the second year in a row. That's a long distance race. Euro Tour stop number 4. Right here in the Spanish city of Barcelona, the Catalan capital, with a drone flying over his head. We're going to have some amazing images. Oh, look at those bumps. Look at those bumps. Shuri Araki is milking some tiny bumps. That board was designed precisely to accelerate in those tiny bumps in that little chop. Always super low with a high frequency stroke. And in the chase, watch out, Max. Cuidado, Max. Trying to, these guys are trying to get towards, close to us. Arthur Hurricane, Antonio Murillo, and Aaron Sanchez. Who's going to get the second place behind Shuri Araki? Let's go wide. Let's go wide. Let's go wide. I can see Shuri Araki is getting a little bit concerned here. So let's make sure we stay away from these guys. So there's no doubt in their mind. They have to do one thing, focus on paddling, and not whether or not our boat is helping or disadvantaging them. In the background, the beautiful beach of Barceloneta. This is the heart of the city. If you didn't know that Barcelona had a beach, well, now you do. It's actually a 5K, 5-kilometer beach, actually 9 separate beaches, all the way to Park Forum over there, heading towards Barcelona, Badalona, another local town. And it looks like Antonio Murillo is now in second place. Arthur Hurricane on the Infinity Ever Ready will be on the inside potentially of that upcoming buoy just before the finish. And then Aaron Sanchez, Fernando Perez-Serra, Titouan Puyol. So 1, Shuri Araki. 2, Antonio Murillo, I would say 2. 3, Arthur Hurricane. 4, Aaron Sanchez. 5, Fernando Perez-Serra. 6, Titouan Puyol. 7, Clément Colmas. Then a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men. And Michael Booth at the back. It is Ethan Brie in leading that group. Ethan Brie from France, and closing that group with a yellow hat, Michael Booth from Australia. We're going to stay with a big champ. We're going to stay with a big champ right here, right now. With just 800 meters to go, 600 meters to go maybe. Shuri Araki from Japan. And that gap has trimmed down a little bit over the last 2 or 3 kilometers. He's still pushing hard though. He's got a quick blade paddle. And he's got that pretty big lead. But let's see if Antonio Murillo, Aaron Sanchez, Arthur Hurricane, and at the back, Titouan Puyol, Clément Colmas can make a comeback. as well as Fernando Perez-Serra. Antonio Murillo is pretty lucky with some bumps, actually. So that gap is actually closing a little bit, but we've got 500 meters to go. Now, less than that now for the young man from Okinawa. 5-time world champion. He already had 4 open men's world titles under 2 federations, the ISA and the ICF, at the age of 16. Shuri Araki, but that group of 3 is getting closer with Antonio Murillo fully geared with NSP. He's got the NSP pedal, he's got the NSP board. Aaron Sanchez actually breaking away from Aaron Sanchez and Arthur Aritkin. So Antonio Murillo is the one who's giving the biggest push right now, and the distance between the 2 men is down to 40 meters. 40 meters and about 300 meters to go for Shuri Araki, aka Shrimpy. We're being very extra careful with our wake right here, so it's not doing anything concrete for them, so that's good. But the chase is still on with Arthur Aritkin at the back, overtaking Aaron Sanchez now in 3rd place. I have a feeling Arthur Aritkin will have a podium again. Less than 300 meters to go for the Japanese Shuri Araki. Will he finish with a bump? We're getting close to the finish line over there under the arch. 250 meters to go and a 40-meter lead for the young man from Japan. At the back, Arthur Aritkin, Antonio Murillo, Aaron Sanchez, 1 Frenchman, 2 Spanish athletes, 1 from Andalusia, the other one from Mallorca. Titouan Pouillot virtually on the podium in 5th place right now with Fernando Perez-Serra dropping to the 6th place. Where is Clément Colmas further at the back? Tassos Tsouris, I can see him over there trying to make a move as well. We might find Titouan Pouillot, the French captain, once again on an international podium. That would be a huge result given how little he has competed over the past 2 years. And this is almost it for Shuri Araki. We might end up with some tiny beach break waves for the young man from Okinawa. We're getting close to an ending, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away, as 19-year-old Shuri Araki is gonna get his new Euro Tour win here in Barcelona for the 6-star event of the European circuit. One last look over his shoulder. He knows he's got it. He's got that big smile on. He knows he's got the win in 30 meters. Shuri Araki will be crowned the BCN SUP World Fest long distance champion for 2025 after his 2024 results and victory last year. Shuri Araki takes the win. Who's going to take 2nd place? The battle is on between Antonio Murillo and Arthur Aritkin. Who's going to get the wave? Who's going to get the magic wave? Antonio Murillo has got the lead. Aaron Sanchez in 4th place right now. It'll be a tight finish between these two. Let's zoom in. Antonio Murillo first to reach the beach. Antonio Murillo 2nd. Arthur Aritkin 3rd. 4th, Aaron Sanchez. And 5th, Titouan Pouillot, the French captain, back on an international podium here in Barcelona. 6th place, Fernando Perez-Serra on the starboard from Spain. 7th place, Ethan Brie. 8th place, Blue Ewer, England. 9th, Clément Colmas. And 10, top 10 results. That's a pretty good result for Vaik Garyu, who hasn't been training so much this season. And this is his 2nd event right here in Spain. Tassos Tsouris will finish in 11th place. From Greece, 12th place for Luis Perotti from Mallorca. And a pretty disappointing place, I'm sure he will be disappointed indeed. Michael Booth, who had some pretty good momentum during the race, was in a top 3, top 5, top 10 many times. He's finishing in 13th place. Disappointing result because he was feeling good. I know he was feeling good. He had that confidence stock yesterday and this morning. And it did show for most of the race. The last 2 or 3 kilometers were a little bit too hard, I guess, for Michael Booth today anyway. So 13th place, Michael Booth. Let's see who's coming up. That's the man who was paddling on his own for most of the race. I'm sure he will be disappointed by that one as well. After a shaky start, that's when you realize you never want to miss the start. If something happens at the start, whether you fall or you don't catch the leading draft train, then you're in trouble. And that's exactly what happened to this man coming towards us in 14th place from Italy. The ever experienced Paolo Marconi has been paddling non-stop for the past 12 or 13 years along his wife. They're married, Susak Molinero. Susak, who is actually from Catalonia. Paolo Marconi, we were talking about you. Right on cue. One last push for Paolo Marconi, 14th place. He's still got his big smile on, so perfect. Let's try and keep the ranking straight. So 15th place for Joan Garcia, unless Luca Simoncelli takes over. So that would be 15th and 16th. And then 17th, Ivan Puente. 18th place to top 20 from Oregon, Buddy Van Olmen on the 404 board. So it's going to be 15th, Ivan Puente, Lucas Simoncelli, 16th, 17th, Joan Garcia, and 18th, Buddy Van Olmen. 19th, this young man, Ivan de Frutos Ruiz from Santa Pola, Alicante, one of Daniel Pares' kids. So that would be 19. 20th place for Simon Ackermann, maybe, unless the Portuguese João manages to overtake him. So that would be 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's our top 24. In there, we've got Marc Simoncelli on the NSP, now surfing that little wave. So Simon Ackermann will take the 20th place. 21. All right, looks like there was something dodgy with the connection here. Guys, don't go away because we have another race to go. And that race is going to be the women's race. The women's race. After the men's race, we're going to start with the men's race. So I'm going to do something thoughtful. I'm going to plug in my charger right now instead of my headset. We've got Juanjo over here. This is my hero. Mi hero. Mi héroe. Juanjo. When I grow up, I want to be this guy. He's got a great production crew. He's got a production company. Does and he's doing some amazing work. Okay, that's a surprise. Sergio Cantora, 25th place for Sergio Cantora from Santa Pola. We've got 26th place for Huda Bozi from Brazil. We've got the Argentinian Fabricio Rondinara, who's been racing non-stop in Europe this season. 1 month in total. This is his last one, and he will be in 25th, 26th, 27th place. 27th place. 28th place for Greg Limlet from French Brittany. And then Alexandra Prapas from Greece, who will be, I guess, second in the 40 plus men's. He's plus 40, former pro windsurfer. So I've lost the count, so 27, 28 I think. Then Paulo Freitas from Madeira, Portugal, the exotic island of Madeira, Portugal. I think it's one more spot for the top 30. Wow, when I see those names at the back, I'm like Sergio Cantoral, and it says a lot about the quality level at the front. Just Shuri Araki is just amazing. I have to say kudos to the three guys who were able to close the gap behind him: Aaron Sanchez, Antonio Morillo, and Arthur Aritkin. Here we've got Antonio Serra from northern Spain on the NSP. We've got from Mallorca, Daniel Stenoglu, coached by Laura Kedglas and Manolo Simoncelli. That's the first name I don't know. I apologize for that. But this young man, I think he's from here. Then we've got Tomáš Grosup from Slovakia, but established in Mallorca, and a final push for the young Matteo Pernusco from Italy, giving a good go at this Black Project paddle. And woo, sprint finish between the young Matteo Pernusco and Tomáš Grosup, and Mark Forster finishing with a wave, winning the 50 plus men's division, I believe. The local man, local athlete. Then it is Belar Diaz who's got the mic over there. Here comes Aetz Ibarlosa. So you know what? I've decided to well, unless they say the race, the following race starts in 20 minutes, then I cut the stream. But if they go straight away after this, I'm likely to keep that stream alive, and then indicate when I'm done when the women starts, so we can have the two races on the same live stream. I think that's good practice for Facebook. Here's Fabricio Rodriguez from Bahia, NSP, and it's SUP one board there. I think that's a local athlete. And another Brazilian athlete, Pepe Nunes, the junior 2024 junior Brazilian champion, 16-year-old Pepe from Barra Grande in the state of Bahia. Here comes another local athlete, that's Albert Folch, who's regular at the ICF SUP World Championship every year, competing in the 40 plus men's. I used to paddle with this guy, as well as Mark Forster. One last wave, look at that super bump. Just finishing off with this beautiful landmark. You've got the fish-like landmark over here, and then the Torre Mafre on the right-hand side, which is pretty famous over here. And then we've got Vincent Guillaume. Allez Vincent, the coach. We've got an interview with him coming up in French in the on TotalSUP.com. I was meant to publish it this week actually, but I was very busy this week between two events, so couldn't do it. But it's ready to go, so hopefully today or tomorrow I will be able to do that. Who else have we got at the back? We've got Vincent Fondeviol from France. He'll be competing in the 50 plus men. This guy is a former Olympian in the canoe sports. This is Iker Barbarubio from here on the 4 to 45 pro board, and Ruben Cantoral from Alicante, I guess leading the, I don't know if you have an under 16 division, I don't think we do, but he took part in the big one, clearly. So one of the top names to take into account for the future. I think this is Marin Crochard, I think the Frenchman. Marin Crochard, he's got my paddle. Allez Marin, elle a bien fonctionné cette pagaie ou quoi? Marin Crochard, I don't think he heard me. And then we've got another local athlete from local sub tour and sub club business, Blue Salt. ¡Vámonos! Última ola, vamos! All right, a few more athletes on the course. Maybe we can, Max. Maybe we can find out when we start the women's race. If they say it starts in 20 minutes, I will cut this and start a new one. Or I could disembark right now and go for some interviews. But let's find out first when we go. Can you find out from the radio? Radio. Con la radio puedes llamar y para saber cuándo empezamos con las chicas. Aquí no ha comenzado la subida de las mallas. So an exciting women's race coming up as well. I'm equally excited as to what this women's race has got in store for us. I can see a very, very determined Esperanza Barderas right there, looking at the horizon. She wants that win badly. She didn't have the best start of the season, but she last week she had a major win in the long distance in Santa Pola, ahead of Mari Carmen Rivera and Alba Frey. We've got another 50 plus man right here, Sebastián Montserrat from Mallorca on a starboard. ¿A qué hora lanzamos las chicas? No sé qué si ya ahora.
¿A qué hora empiezan las chicas? ¿Las chicas a qué hora salen? ¿Las chicas a qué hora salen? ¿A qué hora salen las chicas?
So I don't want to spoil too much about what's coming up, but when I see Taryn King, Yona Rive, Espe Barderas, Alba Frey, who else do I see on there? Anaïs Guillaumard from France, Duna Gordillo, Erika Reville, Emily Evans, Holly Pye, Jenny Comeback, Ines Blin, Annabelle Page. Watch out for these young athletes. Brianna Orams, Maddie Mackesy, Maddie Leblanc, Sveva Sabato, the 15-year-old. Sveva, you know we're gonna have a top race in the women's, another 12K, so don't go away. ¿A qué hora lanzamos?
Quitamos las tablas de la zona de salida, gracias. Racer, por favor, sacamos las tablas de la zona de salida, gracias.
All right, so stick around for more.
Juanjo, ¿tengo tiempo para hacer entrevistas en la playa? Sí, ¿seguro? Para que no vaya ya.
You know what, Max, ¿nos podemos acercar a la playa? All right, guys, let's get into women's race mode. That's my call.
Let's get closer to the women's. I can see that they're getting closer to their boards. One big name I didn't mention yet, Cecilia Pampinella from Italy. Definitely another huge name. So let's get closer. We have a bit of time, so let's try and introduce everybody. Captain Max, ¿nos podemos acercar, por favor, de las chicas? We are getting ready. So this is a one-stop live stream for two races, two huge races. We've just seen Shuri Araki taking for the second year in a row the men's long distance race here in Barcelona.